All right, I've got a word to describe, shit. Not this whole week, because I've got a little bit of an excursion planned, and maybe tomorrow? I don't know, I gotta figure it out. But either way, it's gonna be raining here until like Thursday. Good for the grass, but I want to get in the car and see the sun shining as I'm on my way to go hit Hamstrings, which already isn't necessarily the most exciting lift in the world. So you combine that with a little bit of gloom, not good. Right? Now that's not going to stop me from going in to absolutely thrashing my hamstrings, because I want them to thicken up, not only for a size benefit, but also strength. It's kind of sneaky how your hamstrings come into play when it comes to squats and leg press. It depends on the leg press. If you've ever used a Rogers hip press, or potentially there's a hammer strength one at a gym a little bit further south. It's called Metro Fitness Worthington, and that is a freaking hip press. Like, I'm putting 8 plates on that one, and it is a ton. Like, that is a lot of weight on that machine. But I've done reps heavy where my hamstrings weren't necessarily exposed to a ton of weight yet. This is like after a prep, and I feel like I pull my hamstring, or at least kind of have like a little bit of a light strain, because that sort of posterior chain, like hip hinging action of an RDL does translate. So if I'm on a big ass squat, having big strong hamstrings is going to help, at least towards that end. But yeah, don't get me wrong, I've got a little more pep in my step getting ready for an arm day than for just a straight up hamstring only day, purely just from personal bias, because an arm pump is cool and a hamstring pump is a little more low key, but it's just part of the deal, right? An arm day might be what's a good equivalent here? I can't think of it. An arm day or a chest day is like taking you're taking your race car on a freaking insane PR lap time. And then a hamstring day, still legit. It's not it's not as though I'm trying to slack on hamstrings, but I think the majority of people are going to look at a hamstring day more like sweeping up the shop floor. So it's just a little more of a chore to be done. But I don't, as much as I might feel that, I don't subscribe to that ideology. I want to hit everything equally, and not equally, but equally as hard, right? So today with hams, I'll see what kind of hinging I want to do, because really just the Smith, I don't know, I think Smith might be, we'll see. But laying curls, seated curls, RDLs, those are going to be your bread and butter when it comes to thickening up the back of your hamstrings. Maybe some standing reverse leg extension leg curls, which is a light squeezing set, is really solid. But beyond that, there's really nothing else you should really concern yourself with. So if I've got those 3 movements plus the standing curls, which depending on your gym you might not even have access to, then just kind of bounce around between them. Maybe I might even want to start with light-ish squeezing RDLs, or maybe I want to start with heavy hamstring curls seated. Maybe light squeezing laying, who's to say? Maybe do a triple circuit through the 3, where I do RDL set, laying curl set, seated hamstring curl set, and then repeat, things like that. But if you've ever, I guess I'm kind of curious. I feel like now anybody who's getting into the gym is already coming in with like a pretty widespread net of knowledge on their training, just because that's all we're talking about. If you want to be comfortable in the space and you've never really been to the gym before, you're going to do some research, come up with a training routine, and then go feel like you're in the right place. But when I started working out, I don't think I did hamstrings for like, I don't want to say a year, but it might have been. Honestly, in my head I remember thinking, and I thought this with 100% certainty, well, why would I want the back of my legs to be bigger? Why would I want to thicken up the back side of my hamstrings? It just doesn't make any freaking sense. I want my quads to grow. right? Quads are the big ass part of your legs that you want to actually see, right? Little did I know I was slacking from the start. Eventually I figured that out, and then, you know, I don't know how many months after, I started getting into seated and laying curls or whatever. But yeah, I think nothing else to say. Just a quick sort of hamstring, calf. Yeah, I don't have an adductor machine yet. That's on the list. An adductor machine and a bicep curl machine are on the list, and then we can do another gym tour once it's a little closer to complete, I think. But yeah, nothing else to say, so let's just go thrash some hamstrings. And then we got a grocery trip planned right after, so I'll be in the same fit. I'm gonna go restock on, well, I've got some things that I need. So I guess there's no point talking about it now. Maybe today will be I think today will be a double upload. So hamstring pump plus a little grocery trip. So if one of those is posted, or if this one's posted first, then get ready. That hamstring or that grocery trip notification should be coming pretty soon after. But let's get ham started. All right. Let's get this thing auto tracking. Yeah, there we go. All right. So I was gonna just do these standing dumbbell curls. What am I saying? Standing hamstring curls as a warm up. But it actually feels like this should be set number one. So with these, I mean, it's definitely a squeezing kind of movement. So let's try to do an analogy here. If seated curls heavy was a really heavy push down, well then this standing reverse curl is a little more like a rope extension. I'm still going heavy, like I feel it, but I want the main point to be that squeeze, right? So at the top of every rep, I really want to feel like my heel is going to hit me in the butt and then repeat. So 5 on either side, I don't know, maybe 20 total, just until they're cooked. Then we can go from there. Yeah, there we go. Okay. All right. I think 2 more of those might actually be good. Then we'll move on to something else. Okay. All right, I think that's all I got here. Let's move on. All right, I got some Demons by Human Error Project playing and the full stack. Let's see what this combo results in. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah, it feels good. It feels strong on this. Let's do one more, at least. Okay. Okay. One more. And then let's do some laying curls. I think that'll be a good progression. Yeah, one more good one. Maybe two. I don't want to say I'm undecided, but if it feels good, I want to keep doing it. All right, yeah, shit. I think 3 will be good. Let's move on to laying now. So that's 5 sets so far. I think we might just finish on laying curls. Let's see how they feel first before we make such a decisive move. So, those 2 sets of standing curls, not so destructive. Honestly, not even super, let's just say soreness inducing. But now, with the fucking 3 heavy sets of curls over there, I mean, my hamstrings are like cooked. I don't think I can even do a good set of 70. I think I got to drop it to 60. So this is a heavy stack, but still, I mean, 60 out of 150. This will be good though. All right. No. Okay. All right. Nothing like a fucking Maki Zen and edit to get you going. So let's get crazy. Let's do the 70, not just the 60. And I think this is it. This has the potential to be set number last. Then we're gonna see how hamstrings look. Not the craziest pump, but I'm always curious. All right. Okay, that's all. Let's see how hams are looking. There we go. So yeah, not the most insane lift, but those sets of seated curls were actually pretty nuts. So I am cool with that. But let's see how hams are looking pumped, and with the rest of me unpumped. So sometimes, I don't know, I guess it depends on the day, but even just looking at my legs with hamstrings pumped, but quads unpumped, I mean, they still feel like super freaking thick. And there's kind of a, let's just call it, what's the opposite of inflation? I don't know. But there's this change in dynamics when you're looking at a muscle fully pumped. Because something like your chest, I'd say, has this really well. Pumped equals bigger equals cooler. Whereas sometimes with quads or hamstrings, pumped doesn't necessarily add so much detail, right? Because right now, I mean, I can get my freaking medial and outer everything quads like popped out and flexing and make them look extra interesting and separated. Whereas when my quads are completely pumped, I don't really have that feeling so much, because all of this little bit of grain and detail, it almost gets pumped out of it, you know? Like, I make this balloon analogy. If you've got a balloon that's shaped like a freaking cat or something, but then you overinflate it like triple pressure, it's just going to end up round. So sometimes pumped isn't all it's cracked up to be. But it's, I mean, come on, that's certainly not a negative. But yeah, hamstrings, when they're unpumped, I can really squish my leg together, because that's what that flex is, right? Every time somebody's hitting the side chest or a side tricep and they do this little, well, you know, they hit this and they make their leg look really wide, they're just squishing their leg up against itself this way to thicken it up and kind of make it seem bigger than it really is. But yeah, certainly not the same grain and separation as during dieting. But that's part of the deal. That's my equation. That's my rule of alchemy, right? To gain strength, you got to lose some cuts. And then the same is true in reverse. So if I want to get cut up again, it's going to come at a bit of a strength cost. So I like going back and forth because I get my fill of either state of being for long enough that eventually I can say, all right, I've had enough of being extra strong. Let's be extra peeled. And then vice versa. And the world keeps going around. But let's get in the car, head over to the grocery store. There we go. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Grocery trip. Boom. Well, I guess for you, I just finished hamstrings. What am I thinking? I'm getting my videos mixed up. Freaking multi-day. Double upload got me geeking. How about that? But no, that was a pretty good hamstring day, and I will definitely feel that tomorrow in a good way. But I'm not sure. So my dilemma these last 2 days have been isn't sore quads or sore hamstrings. It's been sore adductors. My adductors have been, I just thrashed them last quad day. That was 3 days ago. It was, or 3 full days ago. I forget. Well, either way, my hamstrings are still cooked from doing 10 sets of squeezing, holding, sets of 10 adductors with a stack. And your adductors are strong. That's a very doable weight. The moving the weight is not the problem. But it just, maybe I'm just not using my adductors enough in my regular life. So when I hit them, they get hit hard. But it makes it hard to sleep. Because if you sit laying down flat, it pulls on them just from your legs kind of being in an extra extended position. If I turn to the side, I gotta pick one leg up with it. It's probably worse than sore quads, if I'm being honest, having really sore adductors. So here's my question. Do I hit them less frequently because they're sore for so long, or should I hit them more frequently so that they get used to it? Right? So the ego lifter in me wants to say hit them more frequently so they get used to it, but part of me is also thinking I should back off of them so they can fully recover. Who's to say? Who's to say the exact answer? But I kind of teased myself because on the way out of the grocery store, once I got everything, just some steak, some ground beef. I forgot to get canned chicken, but maybe that's a good thing. I don't know. I like it when I'm dieting, and it's still good bulking, but it feels like such a chore to cook regular chicken. And it's not the cooking action itself. I'm talking about just the getting raw chicken everywhere kind of mess as you're prepping it. Right? Ground beef I'll cook all day, but just something about chicken breast, I don't know. And then there's like the risk. Like if I undercook beef, I'm not really too pressed about it, but I don't want to make myself sick doing the chicken. And if I overdo it, well, it's going to be gross. I'm not going to want to eat it. I'd still eat it, of course, but it's more of a preference-based thing. But either way, I'm headed out of the grocery store, and I passed by the Krispy Kreme stand, and they had some shit that I haven't seen. I've been out of the Krispy Kreme game for... It's been a while. I didn't even have them after these most recent 2 shows. So I couldn't even pinpoint the last time I smacked down a Krispy Kreme donut. A year? I think a year. It actually might be a year. Either way, it's been a freaking while. And I'm looking, there's like, I didn't look too close because I don't want to give in to temptation. But it's like variety pack, mini kind of donut holes, Timbit style. And it just kept on walking. Sometimes you just got to look away, keep moving, put the blinders on. I know that seems like a silly thing to say, just not slamming a Krispy Kreme, but maybe I'll save it for later, right? Maybe it'll taste that much sweeter if I wait for it, and just kind of ease into it. But yeah, current weight today, I'm not totally certain. I think 250, but I forgot to weigh myself, so I can't tell you to the exact pinpoint pound, but near 250-ish. So we'll see what kind of rate of size I want to gain. But I don't want to gain any body fat too soon. So really, I say bulk. I don't know. I think bulk might actually be the improper term. So I feel like I've been doing these like day 1, day 2, day 4, day 1 million kind of style uploads for, it's been like 3 years now. A little more than 3 years. I wonder if I should kind of, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I want to spice it up a little bit. I don't want to totally change it up. I like the consistency of just the basic workout-based kind of clips and videos. But I think I'll add a little more. Tell me what you think, right? I think I got one of my buddies I've been seeing at the gym a little more. I haven't really talked to him as much for the last couple months, just because I've been like hiding away during prep. But I think some camera guy rather than tripod style videos, I think those might be in the oven cooking. I think that'd be a little more fun. Plus, I can just lift at the same time with the bros. We'll see. We will freaking see. First, I got to get home, edit this thing together, put the groceries away, get some food in my system, and then we'll see what else happens. So I will see you tomorrow for what should be a very gnarly chest day. Where at? I guess you'll have to find out.